Hey guys, what is going on, Russian? Welcome back to the Cards and Castles TV commentary. We've got some great matches lined up for you guys today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into match number 1 and see what today's got. Alright folks, in first match it is going to be King taking on ZombieDYL. Of course, a little Warlock not Warlock Viking, Warlock Ninja taking on Warlock Pirates. So let's see what both of these guys have for us today. I assume King might be running Awaken just by the colors, but again, that could change, so we'll just have to see for ourselves here. Going with a Master Thief though, starting off from Zombie here. Looks like he might be running some kind of Swarm stuff, maybe Undead. I'm seeing Acolyte, seeing White Knight. Kind of give me a little hint there. I'll play Acolyte with the coin, and meanwhile King going back to his turn 2 will disintegrate the Master Thief. Interesting. You know, I guess maybe you're not packing in the right stuff in that early game to take on the Master Thief as Awakens, so maybe that's why you had to burn it. We'll see Zombie set a Rat Hovel, though, following with the Mage Apprentice from King. So, yeah, theory, suspicions confirmed. It is going to be Awakened from King here, so we'll see how Zombie does against it. If he is aggressive, he might be able to kind of work towards the victory. English got difficult there for a second. But anyway, we're going to see the Mage Apprentice take out, I believe, one of those rats up top. Gravestalker down below here. We're going to see that Acolyte do some work removing the Mage Apprentice, following up with the White Knight, and being somewhat aggressive with the units here, which again is kind of what you need to do here, especially when King's got no Sleeping Dojo on his side of the board. We'll see Disintegrate onto the Acolyte, following up by the Sleeping Dojo, so things could get a little scarier for Zombie. Hope to see him push with the next few turns, maybe being able to kind of overpower King here with his low resource, or well, not really low resources, but while he hasn't really powered up with the Dojo quite yet. We'll see Manfish. Would have liked to see maybe a Southport as well. Again, kind of push the aggression here, especially after this Ronin Hibernate play that we're going to see here from King. He's really going to put himself in a position where if if he gets killed off before Ronin unfreezes, it's not going to be good for him. Or if he takes too much damage at that point where he can just be burned out here. But we'll see Manfish come in. Rats making their appearance here. Fear going to move away the Gravestalker. Pulls another Fear. Would have liked to, well, mostly Southport and kind of end turn. I would have liked to see maybe one more of those Fears utilized. Again, kind of cycle your resources out here. Kind of make sure that you have the tools to keep oppressing the opponent. We're not really seeing that from Zombie. Instead, he's being conservative, holding back some of his tools here. Now Ronin's become unfreezed. He's got about, I mean, he can still sort of hopefully kill off King before he kind of starts powering up with all these Awakens. Once again here, maybe like a Saurus or Right comes out. Gonna be a bit troublesome, but what really troubles me here is that the fact that we have 10 gold here, but we just didn't play anything. We had the Grendel in hand, we had the Southport in hand. Didn't play anything to kind of push the aggression any further, and we just kind of moved around our units here. And I mean, sure, we're very close here to taking out the castle here. We got 7 health left. Darkbender could have done something as well to kind of push that to 3 even further. But like I said, no Southport, no Grendel is kind of a mistake in my opinion. Even if you use a Fear or 2, you just want to keep cycling out, especially because pretty soon, these Fears may not have a purpose. So maybe, I would have liked to see at least something be played. But it looks like that just wasn't the case here. We'll see if that maybe hurts Zombie in the long run. I'm going to see Saurus pop in, though, so that gives him 2 more cards off the Sleeping Dojo, and now Shodan can, of course, quickly zip around and actually bob the Darkbender, which is going to be problematic for Zombie. I think that was his way of thinking that might have been his way to end the game here. We'll see things like Masuda come in. Ronin going to go ahead and clean up a bit here. The Manfish gets taken down. Headmaster Stars takes out the Rat. Chaotic Storm thankfully misses the Rats for Zombie, instead landing 2 on the castle, 1 on the hovel. But he has some problems here. He can Fear. He can use those Fears at this point, which I think he's going to have to do. Rat comes in, clips away both the Saurus, or both Rats clip away the Saurus, which again, I would have liked to see more castle damage, because really that Saurus can't do much. Sure, he can maybe bounce it back, but most Awakened decks don't bother to run that extra bounce for Saurus. Usually Saurus and the Rights are enough. But anyway, we'll see a Sentry Golem come out, Medal of Bravery into a second Saurus. So again, 2 more cards off the Sleeping Dojo. Ronin becoming even more of a threat. Golem as well going to go ahead and come in and smack the Rat, I believe, right? Yep, just like that. And yeah, I mean, Zombie, I think, still has way to get out of this, I believe Rakanoth going to be a big factor in maybe doing so. We see no undead units in the hand to help him get that Raka on board here. We do see a slight misplay too. Minotaur comes in, slaps away the Sentry Golem, but if he used the Rat first, that would have been a kill on the Golem. So again, we'll see if that maybe is going to hurt him here. I mean, he's definitely going to lose the Darkbender because of this here. You'll see the Saurus trade with the Captain here. Golem comes in, cleans up the Darkbender. Masuda able to take away the remainder of Minotaur's points, and yeah, it's just not looking good for Zombie here. Low resources being pushed by you know, a heavy Awaken board here. I mean, Golem, 2 swords, a Ronin. Vampire, really his only hope. He has to use Captain plus these 2 rats to clean up the Golem. But really, Vampire is his only hope to kind of come back in this game. Maybe sneak a win if he can position the Rakanoth Flame right. But again, he opts not to move it forward, just because anything on that board could pretty much get rid of his Vampire. But we'll see. It's not going to make a difference anyway here. Game nearly over as Headwood comes in, followed by the right, burns off the Hovel, a little bit of the Vampire, but 2 land on the castle, and that's just enough for the Ronin to come in and end the game. So Awaken does pick up the victory here. It was very close. Zombie had a great early board, or early start, I should say. Really just kind of keeping the aggression up and, you know, forward. The problem was, though, as I probably mentioned, that turn where he had about 10 gold and didn't spend anything on that turn was really hurtful, I think, in my opinion. Just even using the fears, I mean, are tools that you can use to kind of cycle out, give yourselves new resources to use. I get maybe you wanted to save the Southport ramp, maybe you didn't want to give King that +2/+2 off the Grendel, but you were very close in sort of ending the castle, so at that point you kind of just have to push forward and just hope he can't really remove you. Or at the very least, he's got to put more resources into one unit to kind of keep multiple alive, and those collectively can chip away and end the game too. So, you know, that's kind of part of just taking risks in the game. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. But if you go in sort of the route that might be too safe, you also get hurt, like we saw in this match. So, with that being said, solid way to open it up. Congrats to King again for that win. But let's go ahead and jump into match number 2 now and see what that match has in store for us. Alright, folks, game number 2 underway now. I believe this one is going to be... Okay, yeah, Mr. Jingles taking on Drink, so a little bit of Crusader Warlock versus another Pirate Warlock. I think I clicked that one too fast, which is why we couldn't get that little screen at the beginning. But anyway, looks like we're going to start things off here. Drink going ahead and coin into the Mischievous Imp. Quite an aggressive play, for sure. We'll see Jingles respond with a Salahar Rider. Not in front of the castle, anyway. So he's kind of accepting the fact that he could take at max 5 damage, which he ended up doing, thanks to the Imp burn. We'll see Sunflower as well follow suit here. So it looks like Guardian will be the response from Jingles. He won't use it to kill off the Mischievous Imp, though. Instead, going ahead, using it as a... or using the Guardian to kind of block face a little bit here in coming for the, or well, really defending against the Sunflower. He'll also follow up with a Salahar Spitefish, which we're going to see Mr. Jingles respond to by using an Armory, which actually kills off the Spitefish. Which is kind of concerning. I mean, sure, you keep the Guardian alive, but you also pretty much guarantee your Armory does fall. So kind of interesting to see that go through. Well, do you see the Jingles respond with a Earth Knight? He'll use the Guardian to kind of get rid of the Sunflower, but then again, you know, he took a hefty amount of damage here already, plus losing an Armory not too strong for him. We'll see Drink kind of follow suit, though, with the Manfish. Jingles not really having much else in hand at the moment here. Looks like he has set up with a Dwarf Paladin, which pretty much, I mean, by the way, I think I didn't really mention this, but I think Mr. Jingles at this point firmly running a Knight-based deck, which you see Stables, Earth Knight, etc. A lot of armor being utilized in the deck here, but we'll see Drink respond with a T-Rex. Very interesting there. Do you see the Dwarf Paladin come out, do a little bit of work here against the Manfish, Headless Horseman connecting with the Tyrannosaur on the summon, so that does give him the kill there. Very good. That's kind of a little bit of a break that he needed, I think, in this match. Though Drink not really letting up from the response, though, follows up with the Northlands Ranger. Again, going to put pressure on him. Mr. Jingles not really having a whole lot to deal with the range at the moment. So look like instead he's setting up with an Armory. Surprised he didn't follow up with the Stables, because I mean he could have played, you know, both of them in this turn, but I guess one he wanted to save in case Burn is lurking in Drink's hand at the moment here. We'll see probably the Swordsman, I believe, come out, or Stables. Okay, yeah, alright. Stables Drain Life will give the Earthlight enough to deal with the bottom Ranger there and survive at that, thanks to the armor from Stables and the extra boost from Drain Life here. Drink, though, going to respond by connecting his second Ranger to that Earthlight, finishing it off, preventing Jingles from getting another piece of draw. following up again with the Swordsman and Imp. So looking bad for Jingles here. We'll see if he's able to kind of counteract what Drink's thrown down here. Meanwhile, Dwarf Paladin makes the appearance, going to be ahead and finish off that Ranger. Going to give a point of health to the castle, but Jingles throws out his own Swordsman, buffed by Armory and Stables this time, to combat against the opposition here. We're going to see Northland's Ranger make another appearance, or that I think that's his third, followed up by the Bridge Troll, meanwhile moving Swordsman and Imp kind of aggressively and up and away respectively. We'll see Cleric plus Swordsman, I believe, as a combination play to take down the Drink Swordsman here, although quite a bit of damage quite a bit of damage done to Jingles' units here. We'll see Villaroth make an appearance after the Northlands Ranger takes out Jingles' Swordsman here. Might get to see a good combustion play, though, in this turn. We'll see Judge make an appearance, followed by, yep, there's the combustion. So Cleric going to be able to get rid of the Villaroth and the Northlands Ranger, thanks to that extra 2 little damage from said combustion. He will lose the Cleric, though, unfortunately, due to Villaroth's effect. Judge going to go ahead and clean up the Mischievous Imp and just leave Drink with the Bridge Troll. I imagine Bridge Troll is probably going to come in and do 2 damage to the castle. Yep, there it is. Pegacorn to follow suit. Okay, that seems fair. Darkfire, though, onto that Bridge Troll before passing off the turn, though, does get rid of Jingles' armory. And again, dealing a decent chunk to his castle. We'll see probably Frog Prince Cleric be the play here. I don't really see any other plays being made, considering Reclaim can't really use that at the moment. So Drink going to combat against the Frog Prince to see what he's got necessarily for it. Pegacorn could do some things, I believe. We'll see a Murder. Okay, that comes down on the Cleric. Going to get rid of that to prevent healing. Southport Assassin as well, plus Rider. So again, a little more beef, and actually the Southport Assassin will do somewhat well to remove the maybe the resolve off the Frog Prince or just clear off the Judge, either way. Probably going to see Courthouse and White Knight come down respectively. Yep, there it is. The Frog Prince dealing a bit of damage and actually killing off the Pegacorn. Rider going to be the only card left on Drink's side of the board, passing it back. Well, I shouldn't say that. Southport is also down there, but looks like the Southport does hit the Frog Prince's resolve, so Rider going to be enough to kill it off completely. Following up with another Imp and another Pegacorn, so we'll throw it back to Jingles, see what he's got for that. Questing and Pyromancer, not really the pulls I think he's looking for here. I mean, we'll see the White plus Judge make the trade anyway, considering that's the only reason he can get Pegacorn off the board here. But we'll see the Questing Knight, we'll see the Pyromancer, and yeah, getting it to be a rough situation for Jingles here. He needs some kind of heal, whether it be Church or an Arbiter of his own, as we come into, hopefully, maybe the final stage of the match. I'm not exactly sure. Dragon's Fire pops the board, and that's going to be a bit disappointing because there goes the Pyromancer, there goes the Questing Knight, and there goes the White Knight. So board basically cleared thanks to the Dragon's Fire, and Drink responds with the Salahar Spitefish. As Lumi and Primordial are the pulls, we definitely needed Lumi, I think, in the last turn if we wanted to switch that up a little bit. Maybe we could have gotten some more castle damage to even things out here, but looks like we'll just see the Primordial Flame be a defender here. Fear actually is in the hand. That might be game over, but we see that's not the case. Instead, Rider going to go ahead and get paused by Primordial Flame's Inferno. Does hit the stable, so Mr. Jingles does last a little bit longer. But again, Flame Prince, Judgment, not the cards he needs to pull in this scenario. I think he definitely needed another Questing Knight for that Luminaris to really be beneficial here, but we'll see, yeah. Not a whole lot that Jingles can do here. Even opting to play the Flame Prince away from defending the castle. Drink lands Incinerate, and that's going to be all she wrote, as Drink going to go ahead and pick up the win for this one. Quite a bit of a back and forth, I will say, certainly, between these two players. Nice sort of exchanges that happened throughout this match of sort of, you know, Drink being the aggressor, Jingles defending properly, and forcing Drink to kind of reset his board. But I think that's really where the problem lied for Jingles. No matter how much he kind of cleaned up here, Drink always had some kind of response or way to either clear off the board himself in, you know, fewest amount of cards possible and just kind of reset the aggression. I would have liked to see, though, maybe a heal. I think a heal definitely would have been needed from Jingles, because, I mean, Drink started to get low on resources there in Pirate Warlock. Never a good sign for them. So I think if maybe Jingles had that big heal, Hands of the Saint, Arbiter, maybe even Church, kind of just, you know, slowly, bit by bit, gain the castle health back, I think maybe that would have done some more for him, would have kept him in the match a little bit longer here. But unfortunately, that was not the case here, as Drink does pick up the win. So congratulations again for that win. And let's go ahead now, move into match number 3 here, and see what the final match has in store for us. Alright, folks, and for our last match, we've got a special one for you. SuperTmort takes on Tweakin. Now, of course, if you guys haven't been keeping up with the casting conflicts. Tweakin has not been the strongest lately in terms of casting conflicts. Sort of a low record here. So kind of hopefully giving him this chance here to see if maybe he can pick up the win here and kind of fix his streak, so to speak. So we'll see if he's able to do that against SuperTmort here. So a little bit of Crusader Viking going up against Viking Pirate. Can only assume, based on what I know about Tweakin, he might have gone to the Mystic Rat combo. That's certainly a huge possibility for him, but we'll just have to see if that's the case here. I mean, we're seeing certainly some elements of that. Maybe some initiative stuff with Maddie and Dragon Knight in the hand as well here. So we'll see how he starts out, looking to be the Elvish Thief. Alright, seems fair. Nothing too surprising here. Mort, though, I don't know if he has a option. Okay, has Questing Knight in the Crusader Viking. That's fair. Going to be an even trade, though. Probably see Tweakin throw out the... Okay, goes to the Maddie as sort of the... go-to for turn 3 here. Maybe I thought he would have gone with the Blacksmith and kind of reserved the Maddie for later. But I guess getting it out now doesn't really hurt either. We'll see Mort set up a church in the meantime. So, okay, so going to be a good way to maybe heal off some of the early chip damage that Tweakin kind of puts into the board here. We'll see one of those Blacksmith come out for the turn. Not really able to capitalize off of the extra treasure from Elvish Thief in the last turn. But doesn't really need to, I think, at this point. You know, early in the game after all. We'll see a Judge come out from Mort. Alright, second time he's made an appearance today. We'll see Lumberjack come out, followed up by a Blacksmith. Alright, seems going to be like a... Maybe not an interesting way to deal with the Judge. I mean, certainly going to be a way to get a little bit of damage in there. But of course, Mage can't really hit the Judge, because that would mean that he does end up dying because of that. So we'll see Master at Arms and a Lumberjack from Mort himself, followed up by the Judge making a retreat there for the moment. Dragon Knight going to make an appearance as well going into the next turn. That's going to be all Tweakin really does here. I think it's going to be a game of looking to be like who can build up their resources better and stronger, it looks like. We'll see Judge make a second Judge make an appearance to kind of hopefully block off his castle from that Dragon Knight. Although Tweakin going to go ahead, go for the Dirty Freeze Pillar tactic here to kind of freeze off those two Judges. I kind of see what he wants to with that Lightning Blade in hand. I'm going to try and make the biggest chain that he can possible to kind of really deprive Mort of resources and then just kind of watch them all die in one foul swoop. And another pillar off the Lumberjack draw. Yeah, it's going to be great for him. You know he's going to go for that Dirty Pillar again. Just kind of furthering to see what kind of resources he can make Mort lose. Just to make a bigger Lightning Blade for himself here. And he might get a good one here. I mean, Mage Apprentice is going to get the Fear of Battle earlier. That was kind of pulled from Mage Apprentice. And meanwhile, that Freezing Pillar going to go ahead. And again, just kind of freeze and encase these units to make sure that he, Mort can't use them and to kind of get ready for Tweakin's Lightning. Although Luminaris from Mort are going to go ahead and be a great response to that. Not only taking out the Luminaris, but also the Faithful Drake and the Dragon Knight that was there as well here. We'll see Tweakin go ahead and use Lightning Blade anyway, because he has the opportunity to. And of course, killing off the Swordsman in the process, and doing a decent amount of damage to Mort's castle. But again, that church being down on the field might be able to kind of bring Mort back a little bit here. We'll see an Arbiter, though, so definitely going to go ahead and clean up that castle damage, and meanwhile taking out the Mage Apprentice as well here. And again, I don't really like how Tweakin is in this position. He's only got Mordok here, pulling the 2 Mystic Journeys with no initiative unit here. He's going to try and have to rely on the Mordok the best he can here to maybe do something for him. We'll see. As we go into the late game stages of this match, looks like Sniper going to make an appearance. Flux Dave with the battle ready. And yeah, I mean, Tweakin going to be able to probably use the Mordok here. We'll see how he decides to go about it. Fat Bard make an appearance, so that will give Mordok more of a... a little more Mordok beef, but ultimately going to be go ahead, and summon the Wraith, which I'm kind of surprised here. He didn't go for the Sniper. I get that the Church was going to keep healing the castle, but I don't know. I just think that maybe the Sniper is a bit more of a threat here. Just my opinion, but we'll see how Mort responds. Goes with the Cleric plus Grimthal's command. Alright, quite surprising there. So Flux is going to go ahead and trade into the Wraith for 4 additional spells for Mort there. We'll see Cloak of Ice following suit on the Cleric. Going to go ahead and pull back a little bit. Let Sniper deal with the Wraith, I think, a little bit here. And we'll see if Tweakin's able to respond to that. Lumberjack is not going to be the card that I think he really needed to pull in that instance. But okay, I mean, he gets some draw off of it later. Still not able to kind of use those Mystic Journeys, so... bit of a problematic situation for Tweakin for sure. You'll see Paladin plus a Sniper going to go ahead and deal with the Wraith. Cleric moves up top, up and away from the action, it looks like. Lightning Blade's going to be a big pull for Tweakin. He could deal with that sniper, I think, off of this, right? I think that's what he's going to go for. Yeah, okay, so it does actually take out the Paladin, too. So, yeah, okay, that's kind of what Tweakin needed here, kind of pulling himself back a little bit. Dagger Storm following suit on the Cleric. Going to be a nice way to remove that without having to trigger its Grimthal's effect again. So, alright, love to see that. We'll see how Mort's responding to this, though, after nearly his entire Grimthal play there was kind of just taken down. We'll see Genevieve make an appearance, followed up by the Dragon Crush Shield. Okay, so creating this big body that Tweakin might not be able to handle. Sounds good to me. We'll see if maybe he's able to do, maybe we'll see if he's got something up his sleeve. Not sure. Captain Ryder, not the pulls. I think he needed, though. Elvis is going to go ahead and take out the Courthouse. He knows he can't really kill off the Genevieve and doesn't really want to give more resources. So respect his choice to go after the Courthouse in that instance here. We'll see Tweakin go ahead and play the Rider as well. Mastered Arm from Mort, though, plus armor. That's going to be able to take out the Elvish Thief. Blessing of the Trent, though, on top of that Genevieve, making it even stronger and doing a nice job of using the Master at Arms to try and divert the Last Will, which you did see there before Master at Arms did trade with the Elvish Thief, giving Genevieve more attack power. And Mort's created this big threat, in my opinion. So, Tweakin going to go ahead, Lightning Blade Southport Captain. Not going to be able to take it out, actually. Not even pop its Resolve here, as it's just too big of a body here. And I don't know if Tweakin's got the cards to deal with it. He needs a Rat King, in my opinion, to kind of utilize that Mystic Journey here. But we'll see if he's able to pull it off in the next turn or two. Going to see Tarius, followed by the Earth Knight, followed by the Church. Genevieve going to chip off the Blacksmith of Frey, thanks to the armor that she's got on. And, yeah, rough situation for Tweakin. He does pull a Dragon Knight, though, which can use this Mystic, these Mystic Journeys that we're seeing Tweakin compile. He's got 3 of them now, after all, so I think he's definitely waiting for that Rat King, anyway. We'll see. He'll use one of the Mystic Journeys. You have to take out the Genevieve, giving 2 more cards in the process, but that's fine, because Genevieve was probably a big threat that would have ended the game if Tweakin didn't respond to it. So nice job there from him to kind of just get rid of it in that instance. We'll see Mort going to go ahead, build up a lot more resources in hand. Follows up with Krax's Cloak of the Ice. That's going to go ahead and freeze off the Dragon Knight up top, looking to push the Earth Knight, and not really bothering to kind of hit the Dragon Knight yet, because he knows he can't really kill it with what's on his side of the board here. We'll see One-Eyed Matty going to go ahead and be the card that gets played here. I mean, he doesn't really have much else to do. He's got another Mystic, or, he's got 2 more Mystic Journeys, and the Blacksmith after all. He does use one of the Mystic Journeys to kind of generate another Faithful Drake to clear off the Tarius, which is needed. It does take away Mort's draw, which I think is, a little consolation that I think Tweakin can get out of using that play. Although we'll see Mort deliver a big play here in this next turn here, and that is a Lightning Blade, of course, onto that Kraxus. Does take out the Frozen Dragon Knight, so no damage done to it, but takes out just a whole lot of Tweakin's board here. And at this point, I don't know if Tweakin has the resources to deal with a big Kraxus like that, especially only dealing with Mystic Journey in hand and having no units to use Journey on. Grimthal Cleric, again, just even more devastating. Going to go ahead and completely ruin Tweakin's chances. Even if he does pull a Rat King, I think that big 6 heal from the from Mort's Cleric, plus the Church, just too much. And yeah, Temple Hovel, not the cards he wanted to see here. He'll make some kind of perimeter, but looks like I think he's gonna surrender, right? Yeah, he does surrender. So yeah. Unfortunately, Tweakin does not clean up his losing ways here. Sorry, I had to do it to you. But yeah, Mort does take away the victory here. Very nicely done by Mort. Very curious that, I think a deck with cards like, Grimthal packed into it, that big Genevieve that was created. Certainly interesting to kind of see that, that deck kind of function here and work so well against a deck like Mystic Rats, which we know from casting Conflicts is one that's very devastating. And yeah, I definitely, have to applaud Mort for kind of picking up the win here. So, hopefully Tweakin maybe can get a win in casting Conflicts, but it looks like today is not going to be his day. But with that being said, guys, I think that is going to be our final match for this video. So let's go ahead and move out to close this video. Alright folks, with that being said, I hope you did enjoy this edition of TV Commentary. Let me know what you guys thought of today's match. Be leaving your thoughts down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Share with your friends, of course, subscribe if you are new or haven't done so already. It's the best way that you can show your support to us here on the channel. And yeah, with that being said, that's going to do it for me for now. So, until next time, guys.